So we already know one person who's not on the team because she announced that she's not going to be on the 1,500 meter team. That is Athing Mu. She's going to just focus on the 800. She had the world championship bye, so she's all in on the 800. She got second in the 1,500. The runner who got fourth was Sinclaire Johnson. This is pretty much already known going into the race that this likely would happen. But even though Sinclaire was just, hundredths of a second away from getting top three, she's still going. The team is going to be Nikki Hiltz, Corey McGee, and Sinclaire Johnson, which is still a great team. So we have to wait on seeing Athing Mu at the world level, maybe Olympic. I mean, she's probably going to maybe attempt a double at the Olympics, maybe. I don't know. Do you think?
Maybe. This is interesting, though, because we didn't even think the decision would have to come this year. We thought it would be something in the future or may never come at all. But Athing Mu is so good in so many events that we shifted from 8.4 to 8.15. And then when they were talking 15, we thought, well, she's still got to get top three, and that's a really hard team to make. She ends up getting second. So the fact that she even has to make a decision just shows you how talented she is. But for the U.S. as a whole, I mean, you're sending Sinclaire Johnson now, who's really good, won the U.S. title last year. And I think with a little bit more time to prep, she's very experienced as well. The U.S. is still sending a really good team. And I think for Mo, it makes sense. She's got a battle on her hands in the 800 with Hodgkinson and Mora. And the World 1500 is just different than the U.S. 1500 right now. When you have people like specifically Faith Kipyegon, who's running under 350. You have Gudov Sagai, who's running low 350s. It's different than it is at the U.S. level. Makes perfect sense that Athing Mu would only run the 800.
Do you think there's any other potential scratches? Scratches is not accepting the spot out there. I did look through. There are a couple other potential. I'm not saying they would do this, but, obviously Sean McGorty is in both the 5 and the 10. Doesn't have the standard in either, so maybe he scratches one of those and goes all in on the 5 versus the 10, which would open up a spot at the 10K level. You have someone like Natasha Rogers, who's also has the standard in the 5, doesn't have it in the 10, so she may just say, hey, I'm out. I'm not going to do the 10, and then maybe there's an opportunity for someone to sneak in on the 10K team. But one person that I'm still not sure, do you think Sha'Carri Richardson accepts the 200-meter spot?
Yes, I think she does. I thought you were going to talk about somebody else.
Okay, well, we'll talk about someone else after this person, but you're just
100%. Yeah. Why wouldn't she? They're way more separated in the World Championships than they are in USA's. There's a whole couple days off between the 1 and the 2, unless they altered the schedule again. But
yeah.
USA's, you're having to run 6 races in 4 days. Worlds, it's much more spread out. So I would think she would run the 2.
But if you're Sha'Carri Richardson, would you rather go to Worlds, win the 100, and anchor the 4x1, and that's your weekend? Or win the 100 and get third in the 200 and end it on a third-place 200-meter finish?
What have I always said?
I feel like she might
want to... Well, no, she gets to anchor the 4x1 or run the 4x1 as well, too. So she's not ending it on the 200.
Well, but ending the individual, there's a little bit of... It's a lot better when you end your championship individually with a win versus with a third place, second place finish. Would you not agree or disagree?
What's my rule about medals, Gordon? Do you want more medals
or less medals?
What's the rule?
More. You want more,
right?
That's a good rule.
So if you can you can get more medals, get more medals. So the women's 100-meter final, day 3, August 21st. The 200. Qualifying starts on day 6. So that's 2 full days off.
So, all right.
Much more doable.
I just want to throw it out there. There's a potential. And then, obviously, there's one other big one, Sydney McLaughlin.
That's what I was going to talk about.
She has the 400 hurdle bye, and she's on the 400-meter team. Do you think she does both or chooses one? What do you think she does?
I think we're going to find out soon. I think she's just going to focus on the quarter. But this is a situation where it doesn't really impact anybody on the U.S. side of things because she had the bye. So the other 3 will still go. It's not going to bump anybody else in. So Little, Muhammad, and Cockrell are going to go. What it does impact is who's going to win the gold, silver, and bronze medal at the World Championships. Because if she doesn't run it, we already know Britton Wilson's not running it. Femke Bol has got a clear path to a gold medal if Sydney McLaughlin Levrone doesn't run.
Yeah. So... I'm thinking she just does the 4.
That's what I think as well. I've been surprised in the past. It might happen.
What's first? 4 or the 400 hurdles?
I got the schedule right here. Women's 400 meter heats is on day number 2. So yeah, the quarter is first. Again, it's not an ideal, it's not a perfect schedule because they start to overlap. 400 meter hurdles, heats are the next day. So it's messy enough. And listen, as you mentioned before, you have to train a bunch to go over the hurdles. I know she's done it so much, it's probably ingrained in her head, but it adds a little element there of difficulty. And it's not like the 400 is going to be a walkover. She's going to have to contend with a lot of good women who can also run under 49 seconds.
So now let's dive into...
But there is a possibility she could switch completely. There is that possibility. She could say, I'm just doing the 400 hurdles. I'm scratching the quarter, in which case that would bump somebody up.
Yeah. Well, make a relay athlete all of a sudden running individually. It's like that meme.
Lena Irby is 4th.
Lena Irby, like, wait, I got to run into 3 extra 400s?
Yeah. My guess right now would be 400, not 400 hurdles. My second pick would be double, and then my third pick would be she scratches the quarter and just runs the 400 hurdles. That would be very surprising if she did that.
That would be weird.